Well, all of the families in the upper room always intertwine, and that has never been more evident than tonight. We have with us a young author by the name of Christian Mills. She is the daughter of some pastors we met earlier. I was going to lift it up, Dave. I'm a little reactionary. But she has come to talk about her book, which is called Made to Stand Out. So, Christian, it's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much for coming on the program. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about you before we get into your book.
Well, I'm 20. I am entering my junior year at Towson University in Maryland, and I am the oldest of 5 children, which makes life exciting. I don't know. I can't say I'm your average 20-year-old. It's the fact that I have a book, but I enjoy most regular things like shopping and hanging out and life.
So tell us about the book.
The book is called Made to Stand Out. It comes from me and my experience. Originally, it follows a couple things. Number one, my experiences in middle school. I didn't fit in, and I couldn't fit in even when I tried. So eventually I came to the notice that I wasn't supposed to fit in, and I had a different purpose, a different plan for me, and I went through some processes, and it became evident that I was made to stand out. So the book is geared towards teens and young adults who are going through things and want to fit in but maybe can't, or are getting fed up with not being able to fit in. But we all have to get that confidence to go after what we want, to be ourselves, and to take control of our uniqueness and make opportunities and make room for us.
How did you not fit in when you were in middle school and high school?
I saw things changing much quicker than I was ready for. In 5th grade, you're in elementary school, things are so easy. You have your friends, you go to class and recess, and we went to 6th grade and things started to change, and my friends started to look different. I didn't look different. The atmosphere was different. You have the popular people, and you have the gossiping, and you have the different things. And even in trying, like, one of my best friends was the most popular girl, and even in seeing people trying to be her friend and me starting to get moved to the back. And it wasn't so much that I dealt with her being popular, it was more so how come I didn't, not so much even was popular, didn't fit in with her even more so. So I went through some processes. I gained a new friend, and a guy by the name of Kyle. We were best friends, and he kind of just helped me realize, you're not like them. You don't need to be like them. And through that and through my family and God, I started to realize, okay, well, there's a different path for me. And something kind of clicked. I spoke in my 8th grade graduation on being yourself, and went into high school. I was a completely different person. I'm confident. I love life. I enjoy it. I was always so grown up, you can do anything, and that was probably the best advice I could give, because I literally believe I can do anything.
So about the book, tell me about the first day you put pen to paper. What was your motivation that day? Was it to write a book, or was it to write your thoughts? How did it start?
It was to get a message to somebody else in the same place. It's hard to not fit in, and it's hard to be insecure. Everybody has their insecurities, but sometimes your insecurities weigh out what you're comfortable with or who you're comfortable with. So I wanted to tell somebody else, it's okay to be yourself. And fitting in is kind of overrated anyway. Everybody's wearing the same shoes or doing the same hairstyle or going the same places. You have to go after what works for you, and it may not be the easiest thing. You may have to lose some people or try some new things, but it'll be worth it.
And tell me about the reception that you've gotten from this book.
It's been amazing. I've had 7-year-olds, a mother of one of our dear friends, tell me, Caleb's going to write his book now because he read your book and he wants to write an American novel. I've had adults come to me like, how was the process? What does it take to get a book published? I've had people my age come to me and say, I struggle with this being in college, and I don't fit in, but I don't stand out either, and I know where to go from here. Mm-hmm. Even to where I've had multiple doors open, from a radio interview to now a television interview, and I don't know what's next, but I'm excited.
And tell us about school. How is this in your school life? Do your professors know that you've written a book?
Yes, I actually had a teacher at Hampton tell me, which was my previous school, that she loved my book. I gave her a copy of it because she was just an amazing example of what I want to do, which is a speech pathologist, and she came back to teach, and we got along very well, and she always poured into me, and I gave her a copy of the book, and then she turned around and was like, I need a couple copies of the book to give to some teachers and the provost and even her family members. So it just reaches people at different ages, even though it's geared towards teens and young adults. I've had older people come to me and tell me just as much, we go through the same things.
And your family, tell me about when you first started writing the book and their response to you as you go through this process.
It's been exciting. My parents are pastors. They both have written books, and it wasn't a hard process. Like I said, being told that you can do anything, some people believe in it, some people don't. And I've always been able to do anything. I've always been a hard worker, so they were receptive of it. Like, okay, you want to write a book? Okay, well, what are your chapters? What is your message? And it's been wonderful.
I think that when I first met your dad at that carnival, probably the fact that you had written a book was like the third sentence that he said to me, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably.
So, is there anything else that you wanted to share with us, how people can get a copy of this book?
Oh, sure. The book is, like I said, geared towards teen and young adults, but I would encourage anyone to read it from 10 to 60s and on and in between. There's something for everybody with the stories about the celebrities and how they've managed their uniqueness, or how Esther and Joseph did it. You know, there's so many different realms, so there's something for everybody. You can get a copy of the book. I'll actually be releasing it onto Amazon within the next 2 weeks. So if you save the date and go into 2 weeks from now, Amazon, it'll be there, made to stand out, as well as I'll be having an event this Thursday at our church at Through the Word Bible Fellowship Church. We're kicking off our college series and having some panels with women and young girls. So, you know, you can always feel free to stop by the church, Through the Word Bible Fellowship Church, and then
located on Quigley Boulevard.
Located on 144 Quigley Boulevard in Newcastle. And then if you need to email me for some copies, madetostandout@gmail.com, and the 2 is a 2, number 2, not T-O.
Okay. Well, Christian, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for sharing your message with us, and we look forward to hearing more from you.
Thank you for having me.
You can come back whenever you want.
Oh, thank you.
Please continue to watch. We'll be right back with more of In the Upper Room Outreach Ministries.